Hello, Rio. How are we doing this morning?
Good, good, good.
Doing good. What's up with the setup here? Tell me what we're doing.
Looks like we're gonna, I think, jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
Jumping out of an airplane.
And Brian will hopefully bring me back home, and yourself.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
So we're jumping out of an airplane now. And this is your first time?
Very first time. Very excited.
Tell me how you're feeling about it. Are you excited? Are you nervous at all?
Yes.
Very nervous.
I'm trying to actually control my breathing so that I can remain calm. It's sort of like going to a target shooting range
Very
for
nice.
the first time.
Very nice. All right, so here's the deal. We're gonna go to 12,500 feet. Your instructor Brian's gonna kick you out of the airplane. He's gonna count to 5 and then chase out after you to see if he can catch you, okay?
Okay.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, put it right there. Let's go have some fun, man. We'll see you in the sky. Woo! No second thoughts about today's jump, right?
Not yet.
Yeah, you're ready to rock and roll, my man. Well, good news is we're just under halfway there. Let's keep on climbing. We'll catch you outside this aircraft, all right? Yeah. Welcome back, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
That was
Intense, huh?
That was awesome.
Nice. What part was your favorite? Was it the free fall? Was it the parachute ride? Was it meeting Brian? Speechless. Speechless.
Falling out of the plane for the first 5 seconds was an interesting sensation. The turns was amazing. That was good.
Tell me, Rio, would you do it again?
Hell yes.
Next jump we're going solo, right?
AFF, brother?
Yeah. Now I'm really
Put it right there.
considering that AFF.
Thanks for jumping with us here at Skydive Elsinore.
Okay, I'm gonna highlight 3 things about this new hobby that I'm doing. So, 3 things. First thing, it feels wrong to jump out of an airplane, but it also feels right because of the safety involved and knowing your senses and so on. So, it's unexplainable how I felt when I first jumped out of the plane. And so with that, you know, it's like, you just gotta trust. You just gotta trust that everything goes right, and the feeling of looking at the ground was indescribable, and that's all you lock into. But that's not what you should focus on. The things that you should focus on is actually the safety aspect of it, and knowing what to do if something actually goes wrong. The shock to the senses, you know, when doing the tandem jump, leaning out, jumping out of the plane. Once you're out of the plane, it's like, oh crap. The shock to the senses is definitely real, because one, of course, you jumping out of a plane doesn't make sense. The rush of the wind, and then of course everything else, you know, as the plane actually goes up, you're about to jump out of a plane. And when they first open that door, you always think about, taking an airplane ride or trip or on a vacation. And, this is actually the first time where you're in an actual plane with a door open. And so, of course, I was the last one to actually jump out of the plane. And seeing all of the other people, jumping out, or more like leaning out technically. So with them jumping out with confidence and so on is definitely unnerving. So that was a strange feeling as well. Leaning out or preparing to jump by the door. I don't know if you noticed on the video, usually, under normal circumstances, when you're about to, let's say, jump in a pool or doing something that's out of the ordinary, there's usually a count of 3. So 1, 2, and then you go. In skydiving, it's a whole different matter because there's no 3. It's actually 2, because on 3, usually the tendency is for normal people is to actually hold on, or maybe they want to hesitate and so on. So if you look at the video again, you notice there's only a count of 2. So it's either 1, then jump off, and then 2. On 2, of course, you jump off. So that was an interesting sensation. And with that, once you start to count, there's no backing out. You just got to trust that everything will be okay. So those were some of the things that I was thinking of. And then in addition to that, of course, is falling. When you initially fall and that first rush of wind hits your face. So imagine a car driving 80, 90 miles per hour and so on the freeway and sticking your head out. It ain't like that. That's nothing at all. It's actually about, I would say, 5 times worse. 5 times worse. Sticking your head out, going so many miles per hour and so on. So that's what it actually feels, especially with that wind hitting your face making those funny shapes and so on because of the rush of the wind. And so when that first wind hits your face, it is actually hard to breathe. So one of the things you got to do is relax, take a deep breath, and have fun. And at that moment, especially when you fall out of the plane, it is actually the sensation you feel is not really falling. The sensation you feel is actually flying, which is really surreal feeling, because once my tandem instructor actually put his hands out, it actually stabilized, especially with that little chute that's in the back of us, which stabilized us. That feeling alone was really it made me feel safe and so on, so to speak. But the sense of falling is not there. It's non-existent. It actually feels like you're falling. So there's a little move that he actually did where he actually put one hand higher than the other, which caused us to actually spin. So that spin itself was really, if you're not prepared for it, it is unnerving. So if you can think of probably a Ferris wheel, not a Ferris wheel, but those things at the carnival where they spin you all the way around. So it actually feels somewhat similar to that, but of course, up there it's actually faster. So that was another. I enjoyed it. It was actually a fun feeling for me. And of course, at this point, the adrenaline is just pumping and pumping, especially on the way up to 14 or 12,500 feet and so on. I think we went up to 14,000 feet. So that was just the rush. The adrenaline actually takes over. So everything that you got to focus on was actually just calming yourself down and breathing. So you concentrate on breathing and so on. So once he actually pulled the chute from back, and it's always on the right side. So just to let you know, every chute you pull on the right side and so on. So it's a standard thing. So you gotta make sure that that's actually pulled. So once you pull the chute, parachute's open, then you're like gliding. If any of you have actually parasailed, it actually feels just like that, parasailing. You know, when you're being pulled by the boat or some sort of vehicle and so on. So once the chute opened, it feels like parasailing. From that, I found it very enjoyable. Of course, the adrenaline rush, it does kick in, and for those of you that like adrenaline, you know, this is actually something worthwhile doing. If you have this on your bucket list and you're willing to be adventurous, like I did, you know, this is definitely fun and safe activity. The tandem, okay, I'm talking about the tandem only. So so take a look. Those are some of the things that I actually felt. So and also note that I'm actually taking on the course. So I'm going to take you to my journey and in going through the AFF course, which is an acronym for Accelerated Free Fall. So I'll catch you on my next video. Hope you enjoyed this one, but hopefully I gave some light on some of the things that I actually felt during this activity, this hobby, or this new interest that I've done. So please, again, subscribe to my video, and see you soon.